Got it? Test 1, 2. We're okay? On Monday evening, I was made aware of some allegations relative to an individual who was working for Mr. Seagal, and that, in fact, Ms. Caden Nguyen had filed a civil complaint in a California court outlining some allegations relative to sexual harassment, wrongful termination, human trafficking, and others. I have reviewed the allegations in the civil complaint. I take the allegations very seriously. Most of you in the local press know what the reputation of this office is. I will treat Mr. Seagal no different than any other employee of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. I'm not moved one iota by virtue of his being a movie star or the fact that the national media has an interest in this case. Therefore, for those of you not in the local media, so that you'll understand what the policy of this office has been for the last 30 years, if Ms. Nguyen desires to make a complaint with the Sheriff's Office about these allegations, we always proceed criminally first. And unless and until we reach a point in that investigation, does it then become an administrative inquiry. That is how we've treated all of our employees when there were allegations made. However, I do not conduct an investigation simply because there were allegations made in a civil complaint in the state of California. Nor do I do so if there were allegations made in a civil complaint or a divorce petition or whatever in the parish of Jefferson. Because if we are going to be fair to both sides, we would require that the victim come in. Now, I understand that Mr. William Waldo, who is the attorney that is representing Ms. Caden Nguyen, has made the following allegation, that she did not go to the police because she felt as though the police would not believe her because of Steven Seagal. I think those of you in the local press also know that this office, and I'm very proud of this fact, have put more of our own people in jail than any other investigative agency has put in jail of the employees of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. So I find that that allegation is baseless. And the message that I'm sending to Mr. Waldo today is that he can rest assured that if his client is willing to subject herself to giving us a statement relative to these alleged acts, that we will appropriately investigate the matter. If he does not have a level of comfort there, I would invite him to go to the FBI. The local media will tell those of you in the national media that we make that invitation to folks repeatedly. But you're not going to tarnish the reputation of this organization by making frivolous accusations that we're not going to take care of business because everyone else knows the better. Now let me tell you what I do know. The only thing that I do know about these allegations is that Ms. Caden Nguyen, on Sunday, February the 28th, at approximately 10 p.m. or some minutes shortly thereafter, did in fact call for a cab. That is what I do know. How do I know that? Ms. Nguyen actually called one of my officers and asked one of my officers to call her a cab. I spoke to that officer indicated that there was not any sense of distress at all, that in fact there was a sense of frustration because she could not get a cab to come to Lafitte, which is a rural area of our parish. And in fact, when our officer called for the cab for Ms. Nguyen, the cab company did tell our officer that they were frustrated because they had been out to that address before and had been sent away because folks had changed their mind about leaving or catching the cab to go someplace. So that was the reluctance, and that's what was articulated to our officer on that particular evening. And that is what I do know, and the only thing that I know about these particular allegations or anything about any details related in what I read in the petition filed by Ms. Nguyen in California. Now, as it relates to the filming of the show Lawman, I informed A&E and ITTV that I did not believe that at the present time, in light of all of this interest, in light of the filing of this particular lawsuit, and in light of the disruptive behavior that may end up existing, because I've already had inquiries about people from the media wanting to follow this team around and this and that and everything else, I informed them today that I did not think it would be in our best interest to continue filming at the present time. So I informed A&E and ITTV, the producers of the show, that we would suspend filming for the time being, because I just didn't feel like we were going to be able to do the work that we need to set about doing, and that we have done while filming this particular show. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that anybody may have at the present time.
Sheriff Kevin McGill of the Associated Press. To kind of sum up what I think I heard you say, you're not going to do any kind of administrative action regarding Mr. Seagal until and if the woman comes forward, files some kind of criminal complaint, that would lead to
Criminal and/or administrative. But our policy is, if the allegations that she makes are criminal in nature, we do not do anything administratively, because as you well know, there are things that we could do administratively that would impair a criminal investigation. We always proceed criminally first.
Junior Swanson from Channel 6, you spoke of how JPSO doesn't hesitate to take action against this own, but say she does file something. Is this something that you would defer to a different agency like state police or?
We have all the capabilities of doing it. We have proven ourselves over and over again. You well know that we've put a number of our own in jail, and we take that very seriously. We hold the public's trust in the palm of our hand. We manage it and massage it very carefully. And that's always been the position of this organization. We do not need anyone else to handle it on our behalf. Now, having said that, if she desires to have someone else do it and file a complaint with another law enforcement agency, that's fine too.
Are you saying that this department is reluctant to investigate this matter unless and until a statement is made from Ms. Nguyen or someone acting on her behalf in the lines of a criminal complaint?
What I'm saying is that's been the policy of this office for 30 years. What I have said is that I'm not moved one way or the other that Steven Seagal, the actor, is the subject of that the allegations are being made about, and I'm not going to change the policies and procedures of this organization because he is a commissioned reserve deputy. He is going to be treated like any other employee has been treated over the last 30 years.
How many more episodes or days of filming did you have planned for Seagal and your group?
I'm not sure.
Is he still in Louisiana?
I'm not sure.